Hey y'all, my name is Sarah, and today's book review is on Now I Rise by Kiersten White. Second book, Chu the Conqueror Saga, and sequel, Chu and I Darken. So, those of you who don't know, for non-spoilers, this is a retelling of Vlad the Impaler, who is named Lada, and it takes place with Lada and her brother Radu. Now, for non-spoilers, this takes place right after And I Darken, where Radu must infiltrate the city of Constantinople and Lada must reclaim her throne in Wallachia. So, of course, like the last book, we get two point of views from the siblings. And I have to say, this book deserves the 5 out of 5 stars. This book deserves the 5 out of 5 stars because it just stepped it up a notch. So, non-spoilers, like I said, in a way it takes place right after Lada leaves the Ottoman Empire and goes to reclaim her throne in Wallachia. Well, it's been like, in a way, we had a time skip, but how Kiersten White does it, it's just beautiful. Like, in the last book we had the year time skips, but here we have months that are like sometimes forward or backwards for the siblings, and it just works out perfectly. So Radu must pretend to be a spy. He has to pretend to defect from the Ottoman Empire and spy in Constantinople to give Mehmed information so he, as the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, can take the Constantinople, the city. Well, we have Lada, who's in Wallachia, who's trying to find support and to reclaim her throne that is rightfully hers. Well, in a way, we see both of these two siblings struggle. I mean, you have Radu, who has his heart, and we have Lada, who also has her heart, but like in a way, they are tested into ways that we don't know what's going to become of them later on. I'm like, oh my god, this story makes you love this the siblings all over again. It makes you love Radu and Lada all over again. I'm just like, my poor babies, don't hurt them. It's like, this is a magnificent sequel to And I Darken, and I am just shaking in my boots to figure out what's going to happen in the last book. So if people who liked it And I Darken are like, it's okay, pick up Now I Rise. Pick up Now I Rise and begin reading right now. Because the moment I finished the first chapter, I was like, what's gonna happen? And so, yeah, that's as much as I can say for non-spoilers, because, you know, it's a sequel to a series. So, bye, non-spoilers! Spoilers. So, I'm going to cut this section into two parts, one beginning with Radu and beginning with Lada, in a way. So, like I said, it's been like a year gap. It was slightly confusing at first, but it just became perfectly clear. Radu fell out of favor with Mehmed, and it's like, you know, the lowest member in the court. But apparently Mehmed and Radu are playing everyone, so they know what to plan to take down Constantinople. And in doing so, Radu, ordered by Mehmed, has to pretend to defect from the Ottoman Empire. Now, of course, Nazir wants to come to keep an eye on him, and Radu will keep an eye on Nazir so she can come back to Fatima, and, you know, everything be all jolly. Well, we meet a new character who Dude, can we be friends? His name is Cyprian. Cyprian. That's his name, Cyprian. He is an ambassador and the bastard nephew of Constantine of Constantinople. So apparently they met a year before when Mehmed became Sultan. And it's like, he's a good guy. He likes Radu. He wants to talk with him and everything, making him the perfect person to go to, saying that, hey, I have information. We need to run away. And Cyprian is like, dude, I understand what's going on. I hear the rumors, and I'm so sorry. We're going to get you and your wife out of here. Apparently, there's rumors going on in the palace about Mehmed having 2 harems. One for girls, one for boys. And Radu has no clue about what everyone is talking until it finally clicks, like, close to the end of the book, and I'm just like, my fault. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But of course, someone evil in the courts was written them. So we go to Constantinople, and I'm like thinking, woohoo! It's gonna be all cool and everything. I want to see the roads of gold. And then we get there, it's like a crumbling city. I'm like, can I go back across the river? And oh my god, Radu. Oh my god. So he meets Constantine. He automatically gives him all this true information about what's going on because he has to be very faithful, saying that he does not want to be part of the Ottoman Empire and stuff. And he's giving all this real information. Well, in return, he's seeing things are happening and stuff. And Mehmed told him to go to a church, and Radu has no clue. But eventually, find out that's where he has an informant who gives Mehmed the information that Radu transfers over. So we meet Constantine, who is an old emperor in his time, and we see he has other nephews, two little boys, Manuel and John. But they're so little, adorable, and I just want to hug them and be like, "Oh, you're so cute!" Like in the one's like, "I'm gonna be emperor one day." It's like, yeah, whatever. But they don't have a big part. But I'm just like, in history they kind of do. So Nazira and Radu stay with Cyprian, and they also go to the walls of Constantinople that has been keeping away the Ottomans for so many years. And there we meet, the Italians that also fight with Constantine, and we see everyone. There's like a highly respectable man named, I cannot pronounce his name, Giustinani. We'll just call him G. And like he is the most highly respected Italian general there. And with him and Constantine, they are like this formidable duo. I mean, these are two old men that have seen war, led people into war, and most of the times come out victorious. And I'm like, dude, y'all are awesome. But in a way, how I would say how both Radu and Nala are tested is because Radu has a kind heart. He doesn't want to see people hurt. And he doesn't like how he's tricking Cyprian because he's starting to realize things about the guy. Like how he knows how he always had certain emotions toward Mehmed, but he's starting to feel something new with Cyprian every time, because like those two are like inseparable. Where one goes, the other follows. And I'm like, can something happen here? And so every time Radu gives information to the servant Amel, who takes it back to Mehmed, he just feels more guilty. And when the first the siege happens, it's like chaos. Like we have the Ottomans that are just showing up out of nowhere, and of course all the people in Constantinople are praying and stuff. That city is so full of superstitions, it would got me spooky. And so apparently Radu was working on a navy. I'm like, this will be the greatest navy ever. And it's like, we see the things of the navy, but we have to also remember that we have the Italians as well, who have smaller but yet faster ships. And we have these huge giant galleys from the Ottomans that, of course, they can row and everything, but with the Italian ships, when they had the wind and the sails, I'm like, they just sailed right through the galleys. And poor Radu, he felt like such a failure, thinking of what Mehmed would be thinking, because the navy was his idea. I'm like, no, baby, no, it was just one oopsies. You're okay. Then we got cannons that were made from a woman named Urbana. And I was like, when Radu met her, she was pretty outspoken. She reminded him of Lada a lot. And she's like, I just want to sell my cannons. I want to prove that I can do this. And then Radu's like, I'll buy them. I'm like, okay, we're going to build the biggest cannon ever. And I'm thinking, Urbana, cannons. Is that the same woman that, trained Lada and her janissaries? But no. She is the daughter of Tohin. Tohin was the one that trained Lada, and when Tohin met Radu, she's like, oh, I know your sister. Tell her to be careful. I'm like, why? And Tohin's like, a woman like that with so much ambition, she's gonna get burned. We have a prophecy. We have these huge cannons shooting at Constantinople. Radu and Cyprian are on the walls. G is on the walls telling us men what to do. And it's like everything is shaking. And it's like, the walls don't fall, but we have this constant bombing. And the walls like every day. That becomes a part of their usual routine. So Radu is still collecting information for Mehmed. Cyprian's doing his best to keep the city from falling. Nazira is collecting information because she wants to get back to Fatima. I'm like, these three people, they become such good friends that even Nazira is like, I don't want Cyprian to get hurt. And I'm like, me neither. This is a very honest, good man that's doing whatever he can for his city. And I'm just like, I felt so sorry for how Radu felt. And so other attacks happen. We have the giant stands things from Vikings coming against the wall. And I'm like, protect the one! Protect the one! And of course, Radu, G, and Cyprian use the last case of gunpowder and take down a tower, right? But in a way, Radu finally sees the horrors of what lies within good people, because he always saw the great in Mehmed. He kind of, in a way, respected Constantine. But at the same time, Constantine was hanging prisoners, and Radu was impaling sailors that were fighting for Constantinople. And he just becomes so conflicted, thinking, who do I fight for in my heart, in a way? So it's been like months, and finally the final strike happens, and Nazira and Radu help the Ottomans by placing flags in the city saying, the Ottomans are here, the Ottomans are here. And they're not going to leave without Cyprian, but at the same time, Radu remembers that John and Manuel are at the church, that he would always send, he would always give information to Mel to give to Mehmed. And he makes sure that Cyprian and Nazir get out, but in a way, he's like, all this time, he tells that, and then Cyprian gets what he's saying, and he's like, we could have lived together, we could have had a life together, and he leaves with Nazira. And Radu goes back and rescues John and Manuel with Amel, and they go up to the top of the church and watch as the city is ransacked, because Constantine was too prideful to sign a surrender. Meaning he would have lived, his people would have lived, and there would have been no looting. But in a way, Cyprian, he had feelings for Radu. He had feelings for Radu! And Radu had feelings for Cyprian. What would that name be? Radu? Cyprian? Hashtag Radian! Hashtag Radian! I ship them two together so much! Because when Mehmed shows up and acts like they haven't seen each other for like a while, like we're gonna be best friends again, I'll even give you a title. No. You do not get to come in here after what you did and pretend everything's okay. Radu belongs to Cyprian. And in a way, Radu gets the title of Pasha. Now he's Radu Pasha. And now he's more faithful still to Mehmed, but now he's starting to question his emotions. So that's how we leave off of Radu's part. The fall of Constantinople, Mehmed the douche, and Radu getting a title. Part 2! Lada! Okay, so we really don't have Lada on the throne. We have the other royal family. on the throne, as we found out in chapter 1 from Raju's point of view. So apparently no one's willing to welcome a woman with the name Dracul onto the throne. And Lada's finding that very difficult, and she's worried about her men, the Janissaries that have followed her. We got Petru, we got Nikolai, woo! And we got Stefan, and we got Bogdan. And all the other stuff followed her. And so, no boyars are going to see her. Someone even tries to assassinate her, and she's like, you know what? Time to make them listen. So, she tosses some sheep into the water and lets them drown. She burns down a church to see who ordered the assassination on her. Of course, it was the prince, Boo. And so, she meets, in a way, an ally. Like, the only person that is, like, really her ally in this whole book. In this whole book! And he was the man that pushed her father and her older brother off the throne. Yes! We meet Hunyadi! We meet Hunyadi! Okay, every time I see him, I think of Ryder from Fate Zero. In a way. They meet, like, in the forest at night, and he sees her, and, like, they talk, and he's like, I will help you if you help me. And she's like, I can learn a lot from this dude. And he's just this great dude. It's like the first time they're riding together, he tries to give orders to her men, and she's like, they don't speak Hungarian. Oh, well, he speaks Malakian. They only follow my orders. Yo, time to pack up the camp. Okay! And Hunyadi's like, okay. And, like, they're talking. He's talking about his son Matthias, who lives in the court in Hungary, and how their king isn't really like a king in a way. He has a regent and a mother who in a way controls, so he's like a boy king. And he's like mentioning his son Matthias and like comparing her personality to his, like saying my son might need a wife. And she's like so confused. And when Hunyadi leaves, she looks back at Nikolai and Petru, who are like, wait. And she's like, does Hunyadi want me to find his son a wife? Nikolai says this. Lada, my darling dragon, he wants you to be Matthias's wife. Then the devil take him! She's like, oh, so he just saw me as someone to marry his son. No. The moment we can, we're leaving, Nikolai. But you said, we'll find another ally. Well, she finally sees Hunyadi in action, and she notices how he's more sentimental than strategical, because a town that's about to be attacked was his old town. So, while Hunyadi is fighting outnumbered to a bunch of invaders, Lada and her men go up the side of the mountains and knocks down boulders and stones, making the enemy focus up but also down, meaning they're screwed. And Hunyadi wins, and he's like, that was so smart of you, and we won. And she's like, yes, I am not a wife, I am a prince. She's like, yes, you are. And it's like, we go to Hungary. Oh, and we meet a character from the last book that we hadn't seen like forever. Bogdan's mother, whose name is Oana, and she's like so happy to see Lada again, because Bogdan's like, there's some things even you can't do, Lada, you know, like womanly things. And the guys are in the background like, shh, what do you mean lady things? She's our little dragon. Lada, shut up! So we have Oana back, and we go to Hungary where we see the Hungarian court. So in a way, Lada also sees another part of Hunyadi where everyone just sees him as their pet. Like, they praise him and everything, but they're just using him, and she doesn't want to be like that in a way. But she still respects Hunyadi. He is her closest ally, and she doesn't like Matthias much. He really doesn't respect his father in a way, but Hunyadi just loves talking about stuff. So we get a letter from Mehmed saying, if you tell Hunyadi not to join Constantine in defending the city, I will give you troops. Well, of course, she goes to see Mehmet after convincing excuse me, after convincing Hunyadi to stay because she believes Matthias can become king. And then Hunyadi sees something like he notices that he needs to be there for his son, and he stays in Hungary to help his son. Lada goes to see Mehmet, who's in Wallachia. They're in a tent. I don't need to explain what happens in there. But in a way, Mehmet shows what he really thinks of Lada. He wants her to be her empress, but not to be emperor alongside him. And she's just like, then she's wondering where the hell is Radu? And he tells her that he's at Constantinople, and she's like, go get him. And he's like, Radu will do anything for me. And she looks at him and she's like, you know the feelings my brother holds for you? Knowing that he would do anything for you, thus going behind enemy lines just because you said so. If this was a work of fiction, Mehmet would be dead right now. But since it's not, he lives to like the ripe old age of close to 50. He knows about Radu's feelings. He wants Lada because that's all he wants, because he cannot reach her. And then she finds out he did not bring any soldiers to help her! I'm with Lada now. If Mehmet ever comes back into Wallachia, I'm with her killing him. He used Radu. He tried to manipulate Lada. And he did not keep up on his end of the deal, even though Lada held up her end of the deal, keeping Hunyadi in Hungary. Oh, just you wait. So, Oana brings up an interesting point that Lada actually has family outside the region. And I'm like thinking, who, her mother? We haven't seen her since the first 2 chapters of the first book. And then Oana brings up an interesting point that Vasilisa is still royalty in her country. So you might have, some more allies. And we're like, okay, cool, we'll go. We'll see what's going on. Of course, Petru and Nikolai are like, are you sure that's your mother? She's more prettier than you. And Nikolai is like, and this is why, Petru, your bloodline shall end with you. And Lada's like, can we please stop talking how beautiful my mother is? Because they're watching from a bush with her riding on a horse. It's like, I'm actually surprised that Vasilisa knew who her daughter was, because Lada shows up and she's like, okay, my name... Lada? Ladislav? And she's like, oh, so you know who I am. I was expecting her mother to help. I was actually expecting for some redeeming quality. But apparently she's traumatized. In the manor, everything happens on schedule to the dot. No men are allowed into the manor except, say, Lada's cousin, who's apparently king of that nation. And yeah, she just wants to doll up Lada and, just pretend everything in the past never happened. Because she has a limp, she has a few broken teeth, and she's just a little psychological. But that was all that we saw of Vasilisa. After that, Lada's like, you're no help at all. I'm out. I don't know. That was just like a footnote in this whole story, but I'm thinking, maybe we'll see Vasilisa again in the next book. I don't know. Can she help? I don't know. Well, Lada, in a way, gets a boyar to help. His name is Toma. Arrogant asshole. And he's naming some boyars that might be sympathetic to her cause. So Lada actually goes to a village that's ran by a boyar and sees that the village is run by all the women, because the soldiers the men are not in Wallachia but at Constantinople fighting because the Sultan say, hey, I need your men. And she notices how the women have been mistreated and how the children that they are carrying are not belong to their husbands or so, and like wondering, why are y'all starving? And the boyar's all fat and stuff. And so she found that out because Stefan, who is like the ninja assassin, got caught by Daciana. And her and Lada are practically the same. They don't take a crap. So Daciana leads her to the village. Now this is how all the women are tending to the land. They are the ones taking care of a land that's pretty much barren right now. And Lada's like, they deserve this land. And, she goes up to the Boyar's estate. One soldier's like, you're a woman. Bang! With a crossbow arrow. You did. Next one. I'll go get the Boyar. And Lada kills the Boyar because he didn't really take care of his people. And she leaves the land in Daciana's mother's hands. Of course, Toma's like, don't do that. We'll put different people in charge, other nobles. But Lada's like thinking, the people who deserve to run the land are the people who tend to the land. And in the way she keeps all of her promises. She tells like, if who wants to join me, you can. Who does not, you will die. People are joining her because of that ferocity she has. The ferocity. And, sure, people are scared out of their wits, but in a way they see her as a beacon of hope. I mean, we have certain signs going on. Like in Constantinople, we had like an eclipse happen, right? Well, as Lada continues on her journey and, she's getting more support of the people and keeping her promises saying join or don't join and you'll die. And she notices how there's a falling star, meaning like in a way Wallachia was blessing Wallachia's child, and the throne. So she sees that as a sign. And so she finally gets to the capital, and like, of course, no one's gonna stand up against her. And she rides into the throne room on her horse and kills the prince. And it's been 3 days, and before the night where all the boyars come to congratulate the new prince, Lada and everyone are having celebration when they see the eclipse. They're thinking, will her reign begin like this in blood? So the boyars show up. They diss Lada, speak mainly to Toma, and she realizes how much she's like her father. She needs the help of the boyars because they control the military, and she has like, they're going to cut off as much men as she can have and give everything else to the boyars. The land that she promised to the people who would run it as they are running right now, they're going to give it to the other boyars. And how they just see over her, and she realizes that she needs these men's help, but they only see her as a woman, and eventually they'll replace her with a new prince when the time is appropriate. They're even talking about who is she going to marry. And I'm like, I don't like how this is going. And then the unspeakable happens. There was something that happened at the stables that Bogdan said that happened, saying that one of Lada's men were in a heated discussion with the guards of another boyar, and that her soldier, the guy who's just about her age, who she saw growing up from her age to now, one of her best friends, Petru, is dead. And the ending of this book turns into the Red Wedding of Game of Thrones. I am not joking. Because she marches back into that room, demands who killed her soldier, and they're like, he probably just fell and everything. And at the same time, a lot of the soldiers are walking in there. She's like, lock the doors. They lock the doors. And then she kills Toma. And then she says, kill them all. And I swear, it's the Red Wedding all over again. Everyone is slaughtered. And it happens less than 2 minutes. And Bogdan will follow her to the ends of the earth, but Nikolai, the one person I ship for Lada, has yet to unsheath his sword. And when she says, go kill the children of the boyars, he stops her saying, those children are innocent, they had nothing to do with this. And Lada remembers a thing that Huma had taught her, Mehmet's mother, saying that kill a child, save an empire. And she's thinking, these children will want revenge on me. And then they'll take the land that I promised. They'll take away everything I promised to the people. Because she wants everything to change right now so she doesn't have to worry about future events. So she's like, we need to kill them. And Nikolai's like, I promise I can follow you, but I can follow you oh so far. I was like... And at the end, we have 2 letters. One from Radu saying that he congratulates her on taking the throne and saying that we'll talk about the compensation and the manual sent to the Sultan since you're a vassal state for the Ottoman Empire. And she writes back saying she does not acknowledge his title. Mehmed, stay on my country, and we will no longer serve the Ottoman Empire. Lada Dracul, Prince of Wallachia. I still ship Nikolai. No matter what, Nikolai is going to pull Lada out of whatever's going to happen, just in the nick of time. So, yay! That was Now I Rise. Hashtag Nikolada, yeah, and hashtag Radian. So it's like, I love the Dole siblings. I love them so much. And I cannot wait for the next book. It definitely deserves a 5 out of 5 stars. So, yeah. No, I don't want to talk about her. I know what you're saying. What about Mehmed? I do not want to talk about him. No. Because he lied, he manipulated, and, he did so much things, even though he's like maybe 8% in this book. And it's like, I don't know. No. I know. Do you want to know how? You want to know my true feelings for Mehmed? I'm like, no book has ever gotten me to react in a way in public but this book. Because of Mehmed. He plays Radu. Tries to get Lada to give up Wallachia, saying, oh, Wallachia is nothing. We could leave it to some nobles to run. You could become my empress, blah, blah, blah. And lies to Lada about the soldiers. And he pretends that Radu and everything are going to go back to being, oh, A-okay. But here, when Radu and Nazira and Cyprian were running for their lives, Cyprian's servant rides and just starts panting and like, here's my reaction to what happened when we found out that Mehmed killed the other ambassadors of Constantinople to incite a war. Roll footage! No! Ooh, no. I'm not, no. No, stay, bad book, no. Yeah, this is what happens when I read at lunch, and something like that happens, and yeah, that really wasn't being over dramatic. That's just my feelings for Mehmed. So, the ships in this book, yeah. Hashtag Nikolada. Hashtag Radian. And hashtag no one cares about you, Mehmed, so how about your ship just burns and falls into the bottom of the harbor and no one will retrieve it? Huh? Well, in shorter terms, hashtag Mehmed, just go away. We have one more book, ladies and gentlemen. We have one more book. And I strongly recommend don't spoil yourself. And you're like, Sarah, how do you do that? Well, I did it in a way by researching historical facts. So yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled about anything, don't research. Do not research. Do not. No. La 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 la. First time I've ever seen this, but la 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 la. Don't research history. Because this is historical fiction. And I don't want what happens to Lada what happened in real life. I am nervous for 2018. I am really nervous as to what is going to happen to Lada Radu. And I don't give a damn about Mehmet. He can just go ahead and die. But apparently he's not. So, yeah. 5 out of 5 stars. Now I Rise by Kiersten White. Second book in the Conqueror Saga. And second book to Now I Darken. I love the spears and everything. They're so pretty. I wonder what the next cover's going to look like. Yeah. My name is Sarah, and bye!